Now, we will have the address by the District 2452 Governor, Mazen Ahmed Alumran.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وقل اعملوا فسيرى الله عملكم ورسوله والمؤمنون صدق الله العظيم. Your Excellency Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, Minister, Ministry of Finance and National Economy, Excellencies, Rotary International President's Personal Representative, past District Governors, Conference Chair, Club Presidents, Conference Delegates, fellow Rotarians, protocol observed. It's a great honor to have this conference under the patronage of His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister to the Kingdom of Bahrain, who has kindly exalted us by accepting to be our honorable patron. As much as I would have liked to welcome you all to our beautiful and beloved country, the Kingdom of Bahrain, so that together we have a wonderful international networking gathering. This, unfortunately, did not materialize. We hoped and planned, but it was not meant to be. So, a virtual welcome to you to our virtual conference in our new norm, a virtual world. Welcome to our 8th District 2452 conference, the district that covers 87 clubs in 9 countries, which are other than my homeland, the Kingdom of Bahrain, and in alphabetical order: Armenia, Cyprus, Georgia, Jordan, Lebanon, Palestine, Sudan, and last but not least, the UAE. The welcome is extended to all our fellow Rotarians beyond who decided to join us virtually today as speakers or delegates. Throughout this Rotary year, we have tried to focus all our efforts and attention to the main objective for us being Rotarians, and that is to be of service to our communities and the world beyond. Yet, this year has been overshadowed by an unprecedented pandemic that had to make us change the way we work, communicate, carry out projects, and deliver services. We had to learn to modify our behaviors and adjust to the new normal, as it has been called. Add to that, we had to face this deadly pandemic directly in our communities. It took a big toll in lives and livelihood, and we are still struggling with it around the world. COVID-19 could not have been ignored by Rotary activities and projects, and whatever the project or topic of discussion was for the month, all through the past year, it still topped the agenda. In our lifetime, we will rarely face a disease of this severity and impact upon the world. So a lot of attention has been put to dealing with it and with the plague of this decade, which is misinformation on social media. Still, our conference committee, a very active and effective team, put a lot of effort to try to make this conference both interesting and beneficial. We try to cover topics of special relevance to our communities and the world. Let's look for a moment at the topics chosen to be discussed in this conference. They included the first plenary session, youth, their active and effective engagement in today's economies and societies. We all agree that youth is the future. In my newsletter for May this year, I quoted Frank D. Roosevelt, who said, "We cannot always build the future for our youth, but we can build our youth for the future." With this in mind, we tried within the Rotaract clubs and the Raila Awards to help youth in developing leadership skills, broaden their horizons, expand their knowledge and skills, and most of all, learn the value of service. So what are we hoping for? Our goal is striving to arm our youth with the skills required to get them well prepared for the future. The second plenary session's topic is on supporting the environment and water sanitation. This again is an issue of great relevance and impact. A sustainable green environment with clean energy, a constant source of water, with protected ecosystems and proper sanitation is the ultimate ambition of every community and country. Rotary projects worked along these lines and supported the global goal, which is that by 2030, everyone will have safe drinking water. We all dream of clean, green environments. So what can we do? Our goal is trying to support projects that provide sustainable solution. The third plenary session is entitled Women Empowerment. RI President Holger Knack's message specified that we need more women in our clubs, more women in leadership positions. Women issues acquire special consideration in our Rotary projects, whether it is in connection with the right for education and work at all levels, or with maternity rights, health, and children's well-being. History has shown that the communities and nations that have invested in their people's health and education of both genders are the ones that have maintained sustainable development and flourished. Our goal is to assist empowering women to be in control of their lives and their children's lives and well-being, and to be of service to their countries. For the fourth plenary session, we chose to discuss disease prevention and treatment. For decades, Rotary has put a gigantic effort to encourage vaccination to eradicate polio and make it history. Efforts are still ongoing to reduce HIV infection, especially among pregnant women and children. Work has been done on fighting malaria, dengue fever, and Alzheimer. However, with the beginning of 2020, COVID-19 stole the limelight and topped the agenda of diseases to be dealt with, prevented and treated. A lot of effort has been directed towards making people aware of the importance of vaccination. As the world is fully interconnected these days, it was vital to discuss how to make sure that vaccinations are made affordable and available to poorer nations as well. What are we aiming for? Our goal is to help control the spread of disease and to help control the spread of misinformation on social media about it. For the fifth and the seventh plenary sessions, we choose to discuss the economy and community development. 2 sessions have been assigned to this topic to highlight its importance. Every country and community has different economic development issues. COVID-19 brought with it additional economic difficulties and suffering to many people, organizations, let alone the budget of countries. For decades, Rotarians have looked into areas of economic need and developed sustainable ways of assistance. The idea was to help the communities to thrive financially and socially. This has always been an uphill struggle, especially for the less developed countries. Nelson Mandela said, "Overcoming poverty is not a gesture of charity. It is an act of justice." Our goal can be found in those key words: creating opportunities and providing sustainable solutions to alleviate economic hardship. For the sixth plenary session, we have chosen the topic of peace building and conflict prevention. Rotary commitment to peace building is to achieve lasting change. We found ourselves mostly picking up the pieces after destructive conflict. Mahatma Gandhi said, if we were to reach real peace in this world, and if we are to carry a real war on war, we shall have to begin with the children. Rotary has been working on training educators to become catalysts of peace. Our goal is to contribute to rebuilding lives, bridging cultures, educating children about tolerance to ensure peaceful coexistence. To that effect, we would like to welcome our distinguished guest speakers who have joined us to share with us their experience around these topics, and thank them in advance for kindly accepting our invitation, and we are looking forward to a very enlightening sessions. Let us go back to my theme for the year. You all know by now and are almost sick of hearing it: for a better tomorrow. And with the calamities we have faced this Rotary year in our special district and the world at large, a dreadful explosion in Lebanon, children caught in bombing in Palestine, a war in Armenia, devastating floods in Sudan, to mention just 4, let alone the deadly world COVID-19 pandemic. Tomorrow has just got to be better. We certainly hope so anyway. But with all the difficulties we faced, none of which are caused by us, we still had a special year. In Armenia, the first ever Armenian district governor was chosen and is warming up to start his year in office. In Cyprus, efforts were gratified by a hospital being funded by Global Grant. In Georgia, new clubs have been established to increase the service to communities. In Jordan, an inter-country committee was signed with Italy to open doors for friendship, peace, and humanitarian projects. In Lebanon, the whole district got together with other clubs around the world to help alleviate the agony caused by the port explosion. In Palestine, beside the moral and financial support, global grants for projects continued to be made available to help those affected. In Sudan, clubs got together to help alleviate the distress of communities caught in the floods. In UAE, donation to the Foundation for Humanitarian Projects were given to the value of $250,000 per Rotarian, amounting to $500,000 from 2 Arch Club members. Add to that, a new club was formed. In Bahrain, the formation of a new satellite club as part of the Manama Club to concentrate on engaging the younger generation into community service. At the District 2452 level, I'm glad to announce the launching of the Medical Wellness Group. These are but just a few examples at the country levels of the district, let alone the numerous clubs' activities and projects accomplished. We were driven, as always, by our Rotary principles, our faith and hope. Hope, as an old Arab poem says, أعلل النفس بالآمال أرقبها ما أضيق العيش لولا فسحة الأمل. I raise myself by aspiring hope. Oh, how restricted life would be if it weren't for hope. That should please my wife Amal. Her name means hope. I hope anyway. So we will continue the work for a better tomorrow. We will be armed with our principles, our faith, hard work, brotherly Rotary fellowship, and hope. Hope for a global control of the pandemic. Hope for cultural bridging and peaceful coexistence. Hope for a healthy, sustainable environment. Hope for skilled youth of service to their communities. And hope of empowered women co-running their countries. And hope for flourishing economies sustaining their population. Hope for more Rotary clubs to continue to help work on all the above. And not forgetting our motto, service above self. Hope you find this conference beneficial and fun. Virtual fun anyway. Before I close, I would like to extend my special thanks to the sponsors of this conference, whose support is greatly appreciated. Our platinum sponsor, National Bank of Bahrain. Our gold sponsors, Babco, BMMI, and Orega. Our silver sponsor, Ashraf's. Our bronze sponsors, Deco Bahrain and An-Noor International School. Finally, I would like to say that it would have been great to see you in person and surround you with the warm and welcoming spirit of the beautiful islands of our beloved country. But this was not meant to be this time. However, we are counting on you visiting our charming kingdom in the future, as you are always welcome in Bahrain. Thank you.